We're here with Mississippi College head coach John Bland as we get set for the Choctaws Senior Day game against the Shorter University Hawks. And Coach, before we get to that game, let's go back to the West Georgia game, which has been a couple of weeks now. Thought the play of your defense in that game, the turnovers that were created, 2 interceptions plus a fumble recovery and a blocked kick, they really set a good tone for that ball game. And didn't get a win, but they set a good tone.
They sure did, and put ourselves in great position to get some points and be in that ball game. Even without scores, we were in that game. But, we needed to step up offensively and, give credit to West Georgia. They were really tough. They had some big guys and pushed us around just a little bit inside. And, we have some guys that are new, some injuries, not trying to make excuses. There was a little bit of a mismatch, but we weren't able to take advantage of those turnovers. We had another one as well, and we had hands to the face on that one, which was questionable. I don't know. I think his hands did touch his face, but it wasn't one. Like you see, we're going to have another one. Our defense just played super and got after it really good. Put ourselves in position at least. That's what you're wanting out of your defense.
Well, you talk about the offensive struggles, and that's kind of been a season-long theme, and it just seemed like they were never able to get going against West Georgia. They had a pretty good defense, too.
Well, they have. You know what? We're looking for, players who can make big plays, and you like to have that. I think in West Georgia's offense was, let's say they were struggling. Our defense, give them credit. They stopped them, but then all of a sudden, boom, they had a big play. You wear them down, you get a big play. Right now, we haven't had that big play from our offensive guys. We've had opportunities. I think we got behind them once the other day. We did, about 3 or 4 steps behind, and we overthrew it. And so we had a chance there to get a big play out of that. Well, we got to take advantage of those things. We got to have big play when they have those opportunities, have the guys that make those plays. And that's what we're still looking for. And I know we have some guys with some potential. Something that we, had in the years past was a kid like a Marcel Newsom. We had a guy that could really go and an explosive player. And we're looking for that again. Those guys that can step up. That's not everybody's going to be like a Marcel, but we got to have some guys who can go the distance, so we don't have to go the long, hard way every time.
That's a real challenge in this particular, in the Gulf South Conference, because a lot of teams have 1 or 2 or 3 guys who they're going to have to require double coverage or extra attention, and the Choctaws need that kind of guy.
We do, and that comes with recruiting, that comes with time, and this is a process that we've been going through for a while, and it is from moving from Division III to Division II has been obviously a challenge. Not only that, moving into the Gulf South Conference has been a challenge. We saw some success. We've been close. We've been toe-to-toe with the best, and now we're looking for. That's what's more frustrating. As you see, as time goes on, you want to be able to get those victories, and like you said, it takes staying in there and hanging in there, but also getting some players who can not only go toe-to-toe, but they do expect double coverage. We do have players who they got to put 2 on when they're blocking them on our defensive side. We want to find some guys who, when people watch film, that they say, we've got to account for him. And right now, that's not what they're doing. They're saying we're good enough to beat them, but not one person on our team has stepped up like that, and we want more than just one. And that's what we're looking forward to as we continue to grow. And some of these guys that are on our team right now may develop into that type of player, and that's what we're hoping for. And then we'll also have that in the recruiting process too. So that's going to be part of it as we finish the season out this year and look forward to next year as well.
The lightning delay that happened at the end of the 3rd quarter against West Georgia that eventually did end the game was an interesting situation. What goes on in that particular time? Because it's quite unusual for football, but what goes on for you and your coaching staff and for the players as they're waiting it out?
Well, we're obviously waiting and looking at the, Valdosta's, West Georgia's coach is in there. He used to be at Valdosta. He came in to my office, and we talked about the game and scenarios of what we might have. Of course, there's hopefully in the future, we're talking about playoff implications for us and conference championships and things like that. They're still in the middle of that, and so we didn't want to stop the game or do something that would jeopardize their future in the playoffs. So we wanted to make sure and finish it if we could, and our defense was playing well, and so we wanted to do things by the book. So we were calling people, the commissioner, et cetera, but also trying to keep our team there in the locker room waiting to see if we're going to play or when we're going to play. We're not going to just put them back on the field, but there would be a quick warm-up and get back on that field. Mentally would be the toughest thing, to get back into playing, and maybe that would have benefited us more than anybody, because West Georgia's thinking about getting back on the field, or do we get on the bus and go home? So it might have benefited us if we had been able to play it, but just unfortunately the weather was just too bad.
They got Shorter University this week, and this is a team that hasn't won a game this year, but they played some people close, including their homecoming game against West Florida 2 weeks ago. So you know that they're going to come ready to play the hard against the Choctaws this Saturday.
No doubt. They're very similar to us, very similar. They've been fighting and playing hard, and they've got some potential on offense. I don't know if they have an explosive player as just like we don't. They don't have to score real easily. But they do have some potential. They've moved the football. We've been able to move the football. We've been able to get in the red zone. We've been able to move it on some of the best defenses in our conference, but just haven't been able to score points. And it's very similar. So it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for both of us, and obviously not just on the field, but making sure our team morale is up. And that's all I'm worried about. I'm not worried about theirs, but I have a feeling they're in the same boat. The team morale and playing their best, and it takes not just physically, but it takes mentally to be at your best. And so our team has had a good preparation. They've brought good energy to the field. And from what I'm seeing, you know, I can't look inside their mind or inside their heart, but what I'm seeing is good things. So I'm excited to see them on Saturday.
We have 14 seniors on this Choctaw roster, including 5 that are 3-year lettermen. Turcott, Ronnie Smith, Patterson Harris, and Chris Manning all have been with you through this transition time. And I know the wins and losses are not going to be something perhaps that they remember, but these are guys who have laid a good foundation for Choctaw football. Foundation
is a good word to use, you know, and when you start talking about the challenges that they're going through, maybe hopefully in 20 years from now when they've got a family and they come back here for homecoming and they come back for senior day or whatever it is, and they remember this time, and hopefully it makes a difference in their life. Football is so, you know, it's a parallel to life in itself. Just all the things that you go through, the challenges, the adversity, the wins, the losses. It's very similar to what you'll face in life, and they're really continued to work hard, to continue to be good ambassadors of Mississippi College. I feel real good about those guys, and you wish that they could have gone through a really good season here. But that was difficult. The odds were against them. Their back was against the wall, but we did see some growth. There's no doubt. I can remember, and I've had people come to ball games to see us from 2014 to now, and it's not even close. And it shouldn't be, but it's not even close. We got pushed around really bad in 14. It wasn't fair. And those guys that stuck around through that year alone and then continued to see us get better and better, I'm proud of them, and hopefully we'll finish strong this season.
All right, Coach, we're looking forward to the game. Thanks as always for your time.
Thank you.